Two state lawmakers are considering withholding state funding if the CEO of a Nassau County mental health agency does not step down.
So the CEO of Starting Point Behavioral Health Care has come under fire by these lawmakers after a recent lawsuit filed by a conservative activist group and after a video from a Fernandina Beach Pride Festival resurfaced.
Our investigative reporter Riley Phillips is joining us now to break down why lawmakers are concerned and what's next.
Starting Point Behavioral Health Care is one of the largest providers of mental health resources in Nassau County. The agency also works with Nassau County schools to provide resources to students. That's how they got involved in a lawsuit and why State Representative Dean Black and State Senator Clay Yarborough want to see change in leadership.
Have a right to know what's being told to their children. Period. Full stop. End of story.
Florida State Senator Clay Yarborough and Representative Dean Black are calling for the CEO of Starting Point Behavioral Health Care, Dr. Lorene Pagel, to step down, or they say they plan to withhold state money.
We can't go to our constituents, to the taxpayers out there with confidence and say we are fully supportive, we give our stamp of approval on this organization.
The lawmakers claim Starting Point lacks transparency when it comes to children and teens. Their concerns stem from a lawsuit filed by a conservative activist in February 2024 who requested to see lessons administered by Starting Point to students in Nassau County schools called Ripple Effects because he believed members of the community had a right to know what content children are consuming at school. According to the lawsuit, Ripple Effects is a program provided to students who are experiencing behavioral difficulties. The activist, John Knock, and his Citizens Defending Freedom group claimed he had a right to request records pertaining to the contents of the Ripple Effects programming under Florida's Public Records Act. Both Starting Point and the Nassau County School District were named as defendants in this case. A judge ultimately ruled back in August of this year that the school district must allow Knock's supervised access of the Ripple Effects program for a fee.
We received a copy of the judge's order, and so as we read through that, we became more concerned about what we were hearing that was going on related to Starting Point and parts of the services that they're providing.
We went undercover at a Pride Festival.
The lawmakers also cite a 2023 video taken by another conservative activist at a Fernandina Beach Pride Festival. In the video, posted by Keisha King, a Starting Point employee operating an informational booth at the festival, was asked about the resources they provide to LGBTQ+ youth.
I'm underage, so would things be limited so we can talk about because of that?
An employee can be heard telling the person taking the video therapists can withhold information from a teen or a child's file.
Because you are underage, your parents do have access to your your documents. Right. Just tell your therapist that, and then certain things that you talk about with your therapist won't be in your document.
A spokesperson for Starting Point said the staff member in the video had been with the agency for just over 90 days and misspoke. Starting Point is the only full-service community behavioral health center in Nassau County, serving thousands of people each year. The agency also works with Nassau County schools, providing facilitators for 3 different programs for students in various grades. Starting Point receives funding from both the state and federal government along with private donations. The agency filed a special funding request with the state last month asking for money to continue a program called Talkable Communities, which is a suicide prevention training network made up of 5 local nonprofits from 6 counties throughout the First Coast. Between the lawsuit and the 2-year-old video, along with other unspecified claims against the agency, Black and Yarborough say they do not plan to move forward with Starting Point's special funding request without seeing some sort of change.
We believe that it is indicative of a bad culture within that institution, and culture flows downstream from leadership. So yes, the leader should step down. The board should hire a new CEO.
But Starting Point has decided to no longer pursue their special funding request. In a statement, a spokesperson for the agency said in part, "The misunderstanding on this issue stems from the disinformation intentionally spread by far-right activists unfairly targeting our organization to further their anti-LGBTQ agenda." The agency added it offered to sit down with Knock to review the Ripple Effects curriculum before he filed the lawsuit, but he declined. A spokesperson also confirmed the board of directors has not asked CEO Pagel for her resignation, nor do they plan to do so. I asked Representative Black if Starting Point's standard reoccurring funding from the state is in jeopardy next year. He told me his objections with Starting Point are when it comes to kids, and he did not give me a direct answer. Starting Point no longer uses Ripple Effects curriculum. The agency lost federal funding for the program, and their license with the company lapsed back in 2024. According to court documents filed by Starting Point, the company behind Ripple Effects will not reinstate their license to allow James Knock the opportunity to review the materials because of his lawsuit. Knock is now calling for the case to be turned over to the state attorney's office for criminal prosecution. We also reached out to Nassau County Schools for a comment on this story. They did not comment on the lawmakers' concerns or the pending lawsuit, but they did confirm they do work with Starting Point on 3 different programs.